In this lesson I want to consider how you can add internal mail merge and telesales as an activity within a campaign. I've made the assumption that you are working with graphical campaign and marketing workflows. If you're not familiar with the setup of graphical workflow for the marketing features in Sage CRM, then please review the e-learning lesson, Graphical Workflow for Marketing. I've looked previously in another e-learning lesson at how external mail merge and external telesales activities work within the campaign workflow. See the lesson Campaign Activities, External Mail Merge and Telesales for more details. It's important to note that the two activities in question, internal mail merge and internal telesales, are very different in their behavior. The actions that are available to be picked when creating a new wave item are associated with two separate workflow actions. The graphical workflow for wave items defines separate workflow rules. Schedule telesales for internal telesales and do mass mail merge for the internal mail merge. We'll look at the do mass mail merge workflow action first of all. Here, a new workflow item has been specified. This has linked the action internal mail merge with the group active customers in Seattle. The do mass mail merge button is now available. You can see that the action is essentially a simple mail merge that uses the information from the group selected. You can now also decide to merge to PDF rather than Word. A merge template can then be selected. Here, Panoply Customer Letter.html was the document that was selected, and the merge then continues as a regular mail merge. The internal telesales action, however, is quite different. Within a campaign, a new wave item of type internal telesales has been defined. You can see that on the screen. This will schedule calls to the group active customers in Seattle. Again, you can see that on the screen. Once the schedule telesales workflow button is selected, the group needs to be confirmed. The group can be changed to whatever it needs to be, and then the task information screen is displayed and needs to be completed. This screen is discussed in the documentation, but it allows the user setting up the campaign to decide what type of task needs to be scheduled, the start and end date window for those actions, and the users who will be responsible for the tasks. You can control which days of the week can be used for scheduling the tasks, so you can pick the best days for telemarketing purposes. And the tasks can be scheduled against either individuals or teams, and the tasks can be assigned to them based on the broker rule. The broker rule is either queue or round robin and decides how the tasks will be distributed amongst the users associated with the workflow action. If the round robin broker rule is selected, the number of calls per day will be the maximum number of calls distributed evenly per user per day. If the queue broker rule is selected, the number of calls per day will be the maximum number of calls distributed per day to the selected team. The queue broker rule can only be used if the team has been selected. If the distribute among team users is selected, the calls will be distributed among those users whose primary team is equal to the selected team. And if you want to record whether a person has been contacted through the use of a marketing action, you can also select, and this is not displayed on the screen here but is further down the page, whether a person has been contacted through use of a marketing action. You can select the internal actions option in the parent category field. The parent category field will then store the static list of recipients in the activity in the key attribute data. When creating new groups or reports, this key attribute data can be used as a selection criteria. Now, once we've finished setting up the task, once the work is scheduled, the wave activity summary page is displayed. The communications tab within the wave activity summary will then display the list of tasks scheduled, and you can filter by the pending or whether they are completed.